I want to share with you today a few simple at-home exercises that you can do for your core. All right. Before we get into that, I want to first talk about the core as a muscle group. All right. A lot of people, when they think of the core, it's just referring to the muscles of the midsection, the abs, the six-pack muscles. And that's not necessarily the truth. The core is really technically everything from your middle of your torso down to your glutes. So that includes the muscles of your abs, the six-pack muscles, as well as the obliques, the side muscles, as well as your lower back and your glutes and hips. So that all is very, very important for individuals with limb loss, especially if your goals include becoming a full-time walker and mitigating back pain and developing better posture. So big muscle groups to be working on here. Definitely muscle groups that you need to consciously focus on building strength in, depending on what your goals are. So before we get into any exercising, I want you to take a moment, make sure that you've talked with your doctor, physical therapist, whoever it is that's primarily in charge of your health care right now. Make sure that they know that you want to exercise. You can even show them this video so they know exactly what it is that you want to be doing. Make sure that you have their blessing and let them give you the best course of action for your individual situation. All right, so with all that being said, let's get moving. The exercise that we're going to be focusing on today is called pelvis walking. And this is a great exercise, like I said, for building up the strength in the midsection, as well as the obliques, as well as the hips and glutes. So the whole core is getting worked here. So no equipment is necessary. If you've got like a hardwood floor or anything, you might want to set down a yoga mat to help protect your bum. But I'm just sitting here on the carpet, so pretty simple exercise to do without any equipment at all. All right, all I'm gonna do is sit as upright as I can and raise my residual limbs off the ground. All right, if you are I'm a double above the knee amputee. If you have a longer or lower level of lower limb loss, then this exercise is probably gonna be pretty challenging to start, but I assure you that the benefits are there, all right? So all that we're gonna do is just lift up our butt cheek and walk forward. You can add a little bit of upper body movement in there as well. Take about 5 or 6 steps forward on each cheek and then start going backward. Don't necessarily have to be big steps, so to speak, but you can go forward, you can go backward. Start with like 5 or 6 steps each side. Make sure you're getting a little bit of torso movement in there as well to work on those oblique muscles. But make sure that you are staying within your ability level. Start with, like I said, 5 or 6 reps per side and work your way up till you're doing 10 or 12 each way. Once you are at that point, it might be worth exploring adding some external resistance. So I've got a 10-pound dumbbell here, and all I'm gonna do is raise my legs up, hold on to my dumbbell. You can even start to walk forward and add a little bit of a twist to the opposite side of whatever leg is going in front of you. Just like that. This is a great exercise to build up all of the muscles of your core, your lower back, hips, and glutes. All right, another way for us to progress the pelvis walking exercise is to add a dumbbell overhead press to the movement. There's a couple different ways I'm going to show you to do this, but before you actually attempt either of the movements that I'm about to show you, make sure that you've mastered the other 2 movements that I've shown here previously, because these are progressions, so they're going to be a little bit harder. Actually, they're going to be a lot harder. So we're going to start off. If you're cool like me, wearing a hat, flip the hat backwards. Grab onto your dumbbell, 1 dumbbell right up underneath the chin, all right? And then you're going to just perform the movement while pressing your dumbbell over your head. So step forward, press, step forward, press, step forward. Just like that, and then the same thing as you move backward. Same drill as far as the sets and reps go. Just make sure that you're starting off with a few, 5 or 6 per side, and then work your way up to doing 8 or 10. Now, once you've mastered that one, you're ready to add a second dumbbell to the equation, all right? Got my other 10-pound dumbbell here. We're just gonna go with a double alternating overhead dumbbell press as we pelvis walk. There's a lot going on here, so be careful. Step forward, press. Step forward, press. just like that. Pretty challenging indeed, but make sure that you've mastered the other iterations of the movement before working your way up to those. But once you're there, it's rock solid. All right, that's it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Thank you so much. If you want to see something else, if you've got any questions, comments, feedback, let me know in the comment section below. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Thank you all. Have a beautiful day.